And how something so angelic could come out of something so demonic is beyond me. She treats her daughter terribly. She has no respect or care or love for her sister or really anyone in her family, especially her niece. And again, she was the person who assisted Mimi Miney in trying to frame Maya for Dr. Gray's murder. But even throughout all of the terrible crap she did, there's one thing that stands out to me. Hey guys, it's Michaela, and welcome back to another Ace Attorney video. In today's video, we will be ranking all of the characters from Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All. And I'm talking all of the characters, okay? I know I missed some in the past, but today I hope to have gotten them all. For those of you who may not know me, hello, my name is Michaela. I am a real-life lawyer who happens to love playing video games here on YouTube. And obviously, being that I practice law in real life, the Ace Attorney franchise was right up my alley. I have been playing the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney series since June of last year. Y'all, we are almost coming up on a full year, which is insane. I mean, some of you guys have been here since the very first video, so whether you fall into that pool or whether this is your first time seeing me, hello, I hope you will stick around and join the family. Like seriously, the community we have built here on my YouTube channel has been extraordinary, and for a game that brings as much stress as these games do, you need it. And as I said, we just completed the second game in the series, so we have a very long way to go. But that also means if you like this video, there is also one already posted ranking the characters from the first Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney game, as well as dozens of videos in between, which you obviously will want to watch if you haven't to get more context. Because listen, y'all, we got 40 characters to rank today. I'm not gonna go into a ton of detail on all of them. We're gonna try to keep it short and sweet, but obviously if you want, you know, the sugar, you want the milk and cookies, go watch the actual videos. The playlist will be linked down below. The criteria I will be ranking these characters on is very similar to the first video. To be quite honest with you, it's mostly about whether I like them or hate them, or somewhere in between. Okay, there's not a lot that are in between, but there's a few. But not only that, I will be taking into account the type of person these characters are. Are they a good person? Do they have a good heart? Or is their heart filled with fire? Cool, I don't know, but we're gonna go through it all today. We have 4 categories today. Category number 1 being pillar of the community. These are people that the game really hinges on. When you think of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, you think of these outliers, these people that are just so special, so incredible, people that the game literally couldn't live without. They're the pinnacles, okay? They're the OGs. Next we have, I'm gonna let you off with the warning. As I said, I am a lawyer, so all of these categories are legal adjacent, and I'm gonna let you off with a warning means exactly that. You didn't make pillar, okay? You didn't make the cut, I'm sorry. But you haven't necessarily done anything bad, anything deserving of punishment. So listen, there's room to improve, but for now, I'm just gonna let you off with a warning. Next, we have community service. Listen, these are the people that they're not bad in the sense that they are unable to be rehabbed, right? But they gotta give back to the community somehow. You've taken and you've taken and you've taken, and maybe it wasn't intentional. Maybe you had a bad childhood. Maybe you suffered through trauma, haven't we all? But listen, you decided to take that trauma and ruin literally everyone's lives. And for that, you have to give back. But luckily for those people, they weren't so bad that they made it to category number 4. Category number 4, jail. Do not pass go. And honestly, some of these people deserve worse than jail. Okay, I'm talking prison. I'm talking DP. I mean, we're in Japanifornia after all. These are people that the world would simply not miss. They would be better off without them. They are unable to be rehabbed. Listen, they're too far gone, and for that, we just have to say our goodbyes. And in case any of you were wondering why there is not a therapy category, that is for one reason and one reason only. Every single character in this game could benefit from therapy, a lot more than others, but everyone at this point, from what they go through on a regular basis, everybody needs to be in somebody's office, okay? Like even the pillars need someone to unload on from carrying the weight of their team on their backs every single video. So those are the 4 categories that we are working with today. But before we get into the video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below. Subscribe to my channel if you have not already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you're notified of when I post new videos. And if you think you're subscribed, double check for me. YouTube be on some weird stuff sometimes. Also, if you are watching this video during the live premiere of it on my channel, I am watching it right along with you, so I want to play a little game. Every time a new character comes up, drop a comment in the live feed of where you would rank them on my chart. Are they pillars to you? Are they going going to jail, somewhere in between, let me know. And if you're watching this video regularly after it's been posted to my channel, leave a comment letting me know your character rankings and if they differ from any of mine. And also a huge, huge thank you to everyone who took the time to leave a super chat or a super sticker on my last YouTube premiere. You guys are the literal best. You absolutely don't have to, but if you guys would like to do that on this video as well, the option is available. And it's a great way to know if you passionately agree or vehemently disagree with anything I say. This is also a good time to let you guys know to please keep the comments spoiler free, okay? If it is something that has not happened in this game or the one that came before it, if it is a character that we have not met yet, if it is a character we have met that comes back, I don't want to know. I don't want to know any of that. My lovely mods that help me run this YouTube channel will block you in an instant. Okay, you don't want to get blocked. That's not fun for you or me. So please, please, please help to keep the comments spoiler free, and thank you in advance. And without further ado, let's rank these characters. Starting off strong with Mr. Phoenix Wright. I mean, the game simply would not exist if it were not for Mr. Wright. I am Phoenix, okay? Phoenix is me. If you guys have seen my videos, you guys have seen Phoenix and I be in sync way more than we should be. And listen, at the end of the day, his main purpose is to help against all odds, against all adversity. And even though his intentions are pure, he gets battered on a regular basis to the point where he gets amnesia. His best friend is continuously getting accused of murder, and that's if she's not getting kidnapped. And even though this man has saved countless lives, he is constantly, and I mean constantly, being insulted left and right from the prosecutor, from the judge, from his assistant, from his clients. I mean, God, don't get me started on the clients. I think it's quite obvious, but if there is anyone who defines what a pillar of the community is, I mean, it's Phoenix Wright. You guys saw that one coming. Ah, yes, Maggie Byrde, the goddess of misfortune. Lady Luckless, she's been called. Maggie's an interesting one, okay? I do have a little bit of my own personal beef with her. That's not necessarily her fault. Oh my God. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh my God, Michaela. You know what? That's actually so embarrassing. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Listen, she didn't choose how to spell her name, and she certainly didn't choose to be accused and framed for murder. And listen, girl has been through it. When she was 6 months old, she fell out of the 9th floor of her apartment building. Okay, she's constantly getting sick by eating quite literally anything. She's constantly getting hit by cars. She's failed every single test she's taken, and she's never even won a game of tic-tac-toe. Yeah, it doesn't get much worse than that. But you know what Maggie did do? She was there for me. She was there for Phoenix when Phoenix could not be there for himself. When Phoenix had amnesia, she was there to assist him throughout the entire trial and potentially save his career. I mean, had he gotten a guilty verdict at that point, who knows what could have happened? Not only that, it was her trial that she was assisting in. I mean, she was completely innocent, but being accused of murder for her boyfriend, or not boyfriend, it was still unclear. But to overcome everything that Maggie has overcome and to still be the kind, helpful, wonderful soul she is, she's a pillar. Listen, guys, listen, I don't make the rules. I do make the rules, but I don't make the rules, okay? She deserves it, and y'all know it. Next, we have Dustin Prince, Maggie's former lover, and I say former because he is dead. Not killed by Maggie, though. And because he's a victim, we often don't know a ton about these people. The only thing that really stands out to me is that man died on his 30th birthday, okay? At the big grown age of 30, and he was dating somebody who was in her early 20s, and I mean early 20s, like baby girl's fresh out of her bachelor's degree. And listen, I'm not saying there's anything inherently wrong with that. I'm just saying, did he take advantage of her? I mean, she was newer in the police academy. I don't know what his motives were. I couldn't ask him. So I'm gonna let him off with a warning. I mean, he's a cop, right? So I'm sure he's let many people off with warnings himself. It makes sense. Richard Wellington. I don't even know where to start with this man. This narcissistic imbecile was literally in a gang and killed a man for thinking he was going to get arrested, when in reality, literally no one knew that. But he lost his cell phone, and when he saw that Dustin Prince, the cop, is the one that had found it, he pushed him off of a freaking ledge and killed him and then framed someone? What is wrong with you, dude? And in one final attempt to get away with what he did, he hit Phoenix in the head with a fire extinguisher, causing him to pass out and get amnesia. You guys know where he's going. He's going straight to jail. Do not pass go. Next, Winston Payne decided to grace us with his presence yet again. Payne was the prosecutor for the first case in this game as well as the first case from the last game. I'm seeing a pattern here. Another pattern I'm seeing is me pummeling him into a pulp. This man has no attention to detail. He did not even spell check his decisive evidence. And then at the end of the case, when I beat his arse, he told me that he taught me everything I know. Sir, please get over yourself. You're wasting everyone's time. You're trying to put an innocent person in prison and your own witness was the killer, dude. But listen, he does not rise to the level of jail, okay? But he is getting community service because he needs to understand the value of time. Time is not endless, okay? We only have so much of it and you need to stop wasting mine. Next, we have the judge, Lil Udgy. When I think of the judge, I still do think of him with fondness, even though we have had our fair share of issues. Hi, Judge. How is our IQ today? Hopefully high. Come on, Judge. Judge, you should not be asking that. You're the judge. Your Honor. Your Honor. Your Honor. Judge. Judge, where is your backbone? Where did you leave it at? Oh, the way the judge and I are gonna fight. Judge. BFFR. Well, circles do hold water, Judge. That's what a cup is. Because why are you as a judge crying? Oh, now you know how to overrule people? Yeah, how about you keep that going forward, Your Honor? Judge, what is wrong with you? What is the beef? Do we need to go handle this outside? Because, like, what is your problem with me? Yeah, whatever, Judge. I'm not scared of you. Judge, I don't badger witness. You know, I don't have time for you right now. Judge, your balls again. They're gone. Judge? Judge, you can't possibly be asking me this right now. Judge, for once, think for yourself. The judge killed me because I embarrassed him? I honestly can't stand the way that that man talks to me because I don't know who he thinks he is, but you're not him, Judge. Like, please get off of whatever freaking high horse you found in the dumpster that you were digging in last night. Here's my issue. In the first game, the judge started stupid, like really stupid, and then gradually got better. But in this game, I genuinely don't know where his brain cells have gone. Like, I don't know what he's doing outside of the courtroom to lose them, but unfortunately, he was stupid from beginning to end. This man killed me for no reason. He accused me of being in cahoots with an assassin and trying to get hired by him so I could go kill others. The issue I have with the judge is as much as I try, and trust me, I try to give him respect that he doesn't deserve, the man doesn't like me. He wants to see me lose. That man does not want to see me win, okay? And if I've named all the instances that he has wasted my time, he has punished me for no reason, he has prevented things from coming out in the trial or allowed things to come out in the trial that shouldn't have, he's just made my job overall way harder than it needs to be. He's going with his buddy Winston, okay? Since you like prosecutors so much, you can join one. I still love you though, and I really hope you do get better in the next game. Charlie the plant. Listen, some of you may argue, Michaela, Charlie's not a character. And to that I say, who are you to determine who is and is not a character? Because let's be honest, there are some characters in this game who are literal brick walls. There are characters in this game who have not had a single lick of dialogue because they've been dead. Okay, Charlie has been there for us the whole time. Charlie the plant lives in Mia's former and Phoenix's current office, and listen, he has been watered by all. He's been watered by Phoenix, Mia, Maya, Pearl, even Gumshoe. And if you know anything about plants, what do when you give them water and food? They breathe life back into the air, okay? Charlie has kept us more sane than dang near everybody on this list. And at the end of the day, Charlie has had a hand or a leaf in the success of every single case thus far, at least the ones I can remember, okay? I don't want to hear it. I mean, I do want to hear it if y'all disagree, but I think he's a pillar and that's where he's going. Here's the thing with Dr. Gray. First of all, the man is dead with a capital D. Okay, good. Oh my God. Why is Dr. Gray on the floor in a pool of blood? Where is Maya? Lotta, you did not just take a picture of that? Oh my God. How Dr. Gray died was very sad. Okay, he died trying to save his reputation and the reputation of his clinic after one of his employees killed 14 people and then died before she could take the blame for it. I get it. That's a tough situation to be in. But we learned throughout the case and experienced ourselves that Dr. Gray was kind of a freaking jerk, and it makes me wonder. You're a doctor, right? Doctors are supposed to help people at their core. Like, of all of the professions in the world, I cannot think of one that is allegedly more selfless than that. But he didn't really care about the people that died and all of the people that were impacted by all of the tragic events that happened. He cared about his reputation, which, again, I understand, but he treated me not really the best. We learned that he had a reputation for being a freaking jerk, and it makes me wonder how much of what really happened to him was because of how he treated people when he was alive. And because of the personality that we had the displeasure of experiencing, and again, I'm speculating here, but his potential responsibility for what happened to him, his clinic, the patients, and any hand or involvement he had in that due to how he was as a person, he's getting community service. Like, he's dead, so he ain't helping nobody no more. But wherever he is in the afterlife, hopefully doing some community service will allow him to see the perspective of different people besides himself, and in turn allow him to treat them better as well. Next, we have Miss Lotta Hart. Lotta has done a lot of good for us in this game, honestly. In the second game, when she was hiding in that clothing box, that allowed us to know that Mimi Eenie was able to hide in the clothing box as well. She's taken multiple photographs throughout all of the cases she's been in, which have come to our aid. And she's the one that told us about Hottie Clinic, which we'll get into later. On the flip side, she did accuse me of stealing her camera wrongfully. She called me a worthless piece of trash, and I believe she's charged like 2 or 3 over $1,000 purchases on my credit card. She has her faults, okay? But the thing about Lotta, she's gonna come through when she needs to, and for that, I'm gonna let her off with a warning, okay? She is so incredibly helpful that I do think that negates most of the times where she is talking crap about me. Next, we have Miss Pearly Girly. Pearl Fey is a star, okay? I have never met someone so driven, talented, determined, intelligent, and confident at such a young age. I'm telling y'all, Pearl is that girl, okay? She said, I don't need no adult. I am grown. I mean, she's not. She's very much a child. How old is she again? Pearl, you're only 8. Where is your mother? You snuck out? Okay, I'll allow it, Pearl, but don't tell your mom you're here with me, because this is not my fault. Pearl is only 8 years old, and while she is but a mere baby, she has helped me so freaking much. She has been there for me since the moment I met her, and her literal only flaw is that she, for whatever reason, still thinks that me and Maya are dating. Me being Phoenix, of course. And I don't love that. I really don't. I do, in fact, correct her at every waking opportunity, but you know what? When a kid believes something, they're gonna believe it. But I think you guys know where Pearl is going. I mean, her mother is an absolute monstrosity of a human, and her only real family member she had left literally got kidnapped, and she held it together the entire time. Not to mention she was channeling Mia to help me. Listen, I cannot say enough good things about the girl. She's a pillar. Eenie Miney. Eenie Miney is interesting because while we saw her throughout the entire case, she wasn't actually there. She was dead the entire time. So we don't really know a ton about her other than she died in the car crash. She was an airhead, super ditzy when she was alive, didn't really ever have an idea what was going on. And that's concerning because I don't really know where she was going or how she was planning to survive and flourish in her adult life with that type of brain and mindset. So this might come as a shock, but I'm gonna give her community service because I think that will enable growth. If I just let her off with a warning, she's not gonna change her ways. But if I give her community service, she's gonna have to meet people. She's gonna have to do things she doesn't wanna do. And perhaps that could, you know, help her gain some insight and experience in the world. Mimi Miney, on the other hand. Mimi was responsible for killing 14 people when she worked in a hospital, killed her own sister in a car crash, then took her face, literally copied and pasted her sister's face on herself so she could be reborn into a new life, be able to leave all of the terrible things she's done to everyone else in her past life and just start a new life as Eenie Miney. Oh. Are you kidding me? Who is that? Who is that? That looks like the freaking dead girl. That looks like the freaking dead girl. Then she concocts a plot to murder Dr. Gray and assist in framing Maya. Jail. I mean, she's going straight to jail and she better not freaking pass go. Speaking of absolute lunatics, next we have Morgan Fey, Pearl's mother, and how something so angelic could come out of something so demonic is beyond me. She treats her daughter terribly. She has no respect or care or love for her sister or really anyone in her family, especially her niece. And again, she was the person who assisted Mimi Miney in trying to frame Maya for Dr. Gray's murder. But even throughout all of the terrible crap she did, there's one thing that stands out to me. I'm sorry. Your niece was in a room with a complete stranger and we all heard gunshots. I bust down the door to make sure Maya's, I don't know, alive, and you bill me for that? Jail. That alone, jail. What is wrong with you? Jail! You can go right next to your freaking blood sister and I hope you guys burn. Next, we have Amy Fey, and there were several of you in my Discord who were talking about how you were confused on how I was even going to rank Amy. And I can answer that very easily. Amy Fey created the Kurain channeling technique. She is the leader of the Fey clan and the reason the entire Fey family has their powers. Maya wouldn't be here without her. We would have never been able to see Mia again without her. We would have never been able to save Maya had we not been able to see Mia through Pearl without Amy. Amy is the roots of the tree, and it is only through her that that tree grew and branched off into so many beautiful people. And some not so beautiful, but that's not her fault. But regardless, y'all, Amy's a pillar. We quite literally couldn't and wouldn't be here without her, and for that, we appreciate her. 3 words. Dr. Hottie Purported. I genuinely did not know what to think when we first came across Mr. Dr. Hottie Purported, okay? I was completely thrown off. I am not one to judge, okay? However, if you're working in the medical field, I understand this is not a dentist's office. But if you're working in the medical field, I do think a prerequisite should be having all of your teeth. Especially if you're going to be greeting people, right? Just me? Okay. Just me. Listen, he's not the best looking guy, okay? He's not very easy on the eyes, but he gave us incredibly helpful information about Eni, and he took such good care of Franziska in her time of need. I mean, she really wouldn't have healed had it not been for his tender love and affection. And for that, we will forever be grateful. However, he's not a pillar, okay? And that's mainly because he's a jump scare every single time you see him, sir. You're the face of a clinic, probably without the permission of the clinic, but you're the first person they see when you walk in, and you can't go around scaring people like that, okay? So for that, I'm gonna have to let you off with a warning. Mia Fey, also known as Maya Fey, also known as Pearl Fey. Okay, absolutely not. Mia, why are you in Pearl's body? Do you understand how crazy you look right now? Oh God, that just looks wrong in so many ways. You think, Mia? We're in a court of law and your tits are popping out everywhere, babe, okay? I said it. I'm sorry, but what are you wearing? You guys, Mia, it's Mia. I mean, she's obviously a pillar, but listen, she was on thin ice for taking over Pearl's body. But then again, in the 4th case, that kind of came in clutch when she literally had to because Maya was busy, shall we say. So give and take, but I will never forgive her for that. Ah yes, Mr. Billy Bob Johns himself. Billy Bob Johns was just a country bumpkin who rose to stardom for the sole purpose of helping his father back home on the farm. And if that isn't the sweetest backstory, I really don't know what is. Unfortunately, Billy Bob Johns did in fact become Maximilian Galactica. Max is a lot of things. He's a narcissist. He likes women who are much too young for him. But on top of all of that, he's focused, okay? This man is determined to make money and improve his career to the point where it completely blinds him from reality. Max! Max! What are you talking about? No! Okay. Max, please don't break out of prison. That is not going to help your case. Bro. You cannot contract to commit a crime and then use that as justification for committing the crime. No. No, Max, that is not show business. Now listen, I'll take this time to say that if I was going to factor Regina and her age into every single judgment of all of her lovers, they would all be in jail, okay? Every single one of them, and I would have no problem with that. But I know that, y'all know that, honestly, that's the writer's fault. And unfortunately for this ranking, that will not be factored in nearly as much as I would in real life. That aside, I'm stuck between Max is not the best person because of his treatment of people, really his treatment of himself and how that rubs off on people. And his main goal is not to be a jerk. It's kind of a side effect of his goals, because when push came to shove, he reverted back into Billy Bob Johns, okay? And you know that at his core, that's who he is. The issue I have with Max is a lot of the people in this game are the way they are because of trauma, something really bad that happened to them. And that's just not the case for Max. Like, he is how he is just because he wants to be. He's just so fabulous. He does not understand how he comes across. And for that, he's getting community service, okay? If anybody needs to be humbled, it's this man. Regina. This poor, ignorant, sheltered girl who couldn't even comprehend that her father had died. Yeah, girl. The one and the only. Okay, are you okay? You seem to be fine. Okay, and we're keeping it together very well. Oh, God. The thing about Regina is she's never intentionally done anything wrong, but she is the root cause of so many tragedies. Had she been aware enough to understand that that note she posted on that bulletin board was for her, her father may still be alive. Had she had the wherewithal to not put pepper on Bat's scarf, Bat may not be in a coma. Had Bat not been in a coma, Acro would not be in prison, or worse. Like, again, none of this was intentional. She's just so naive and so sheltered that she genuinely does not understand the repercussions of her actions. But here's the thing. It's not her fault. It is her parents' fault for sheltering her so much that she literally never developed any sense of street smarts, if you will. And we saw at the end of that case that she did begin to realize the error of her ways and could appreciate her contributions into what happened. And we did see a little bit of remorse. I mean, she offered to stay by Bat's bedside forever. And to be quite honest with you, I think her realizing all of the things that she has put into action unintentionally, I think that's punishment enough. I mean, at the end of the day, she is a 16-year-old girl out here trying to do their best. And for that reason, I'm gonna let her off with a warning, okay? I'm gonna let her off for a warning this time. Now, in the future, she better learn from her mistakes, because if she repeats them again, we're gonna have a completely different conversation. Next, we have Regent. Regent is Regina's tiger. He's a tiger in the circus, which already makes me feel bad. I mean, as much and as fun as the circus is, it's not a place for animals, right? I mean, he belongs in the wild like the rest of the tigers. But there was one time where Regina said that Regent hardly ever bites people, which means he bites people. And again, while that's the normal instinct for a tiger, he has to go somewhere. So for biting people, I'm gonna let him off with a warning, okay? Because he's a tiger. He's doing what he's supposed to be doing, but at the same time, Regina, you can't go around biting all the people, okay? I can't give him community service because I think he has served enough for a lifetime. Russell Berry. When you break Russell's life down, he is truly a good Samaritan. When the circus was having a slow season, he would continue to pay Mo so that Mo could feed his family. He took Sean and Ken Dingling in and raised them as his children when they had no one else to go to. But he also raised Regina, and we all know how that turned out. He also murdered Leon, who we'll get into in a bit, for absolutely no reason. I mean, I understand why he did it, but like, wasn't Leon's fault, and he absolutely did not deserve that. And you know what? Now that I think about it, all of these grown arse men that were piddle paddling around his teenage daughter every single day, he knew that, and he allowed that. And that's disgusting. So you know what? Should I put him in jail? Does he deserve jail? That's a tough one. But you guys, in real life, these predators or these predator adjacent people, they do good things in their spare time as well. Yeah, I don't like that. Something just doesn't sit right about that with me. Sorry, he's going to jail. Because one could argue that he is the literal root cause of the entire demise of every single person in that case. Had he not allowed for Regina to be involved with these grown men, it would not have skyrocketed into all of these other separate situations that resulted in his death. Benjamin Woodman. Honestly, this guy really just makes me sad. Oh my God. That's so sad. Because guys, like, obviously this is Ben talking, like he's a ventriloquist. So like what this is telling me is that Ben thinks these things of himself. Like Trilo is probably just a reflection of Ben's inner dialogue. And that makes me so sad. The thing about Ben is he uses his doll Trilo, because he's a ventriloquist, as a vehicle for his own self-deprecation. He can't truly express how he feels himself, so he has to express his thoughts and opinions through Trilo, and that's really sad to me, especially given the fact that those thoughts are depressing. So here's the thing about Ben. Ben needs so much therapy, okay? But therapy, everybody's getting therapy. We established that early on. So what I am gonna give Ben is community service. And the reason for that is it's going to allow him to build a community of Winston, Payne, Udgy, Dr. Gray, Eenie, Miney, and Max, but a community nonetheless. And maybe being out in that community, really giving back to it, doing odd jobs and tasks or whatever he's gonna end up doing will help him build some freaking confidence. Because we all know some of these people on this list are going to give him ish, and hopefully at the end of it, he will learn how to stand up for himself and become the man he is truly destined to be. Trilo Quist, on the other hand, does not have the same fate, okay? Trilo's going to jail, and the reason Trilo is going to jail is because it will remove him from Benjamin Woodman. Like I said, Trilo is a vehicle for Ben to abuse himself, and if Trilo is out of the picture, Ben, hopefully in theory, has to find another healthier route. Maybe without Trilo as a distraction and a tool, Ben can get the help he really needs. Ah, yes, Lawrence Curls. You know, Mo is an interesting one. Like, he's giving outcast, like guy who never really fit in. He's the class clown trying to make jokes to distract people from picking on him. He became a clown so he could be funny and maybe that could get people to like him. But in doing so, he became the worst type of comedian. Nope. Nope. I would not care for that, actually. No. Okay, hold on. No, you know what? No. For the sake of my sanity, I'm going to put out of my brain what joke he could have possibly just been making. We're gonna move on. 'Cause surely, that's not what he meant, right? Okay, we're gonna move on from that. Mo testified during the trial, and honestly, I don't want to talk about that. But he's one of the few people in that case that did not have an inappropriate relationship with Regina that I can remember. And after everything was said and done, he did end up taking over the circus as the ringmaster so that everybody could keep their jobs. Ugh, this is a tough one. I don't think he quite deserves jail. But I don't think I can let him off with a warning either. Like he's done some things. I'm gonna give him community service. I think that will allow Mo to really think about, you know, the implications of his life, what he's done that got him to where he is, and where he could go in the future. Perhaps that in combination with running the circus will, again, allow Mo to blossom into a person who does not make jokes that make me want to vomit. Leon the Lion. Here's the thing about Leon, okay? Leon was Regina's right-hand man, along with Regina and all the other animals. But Leon, to me, was special. Like, the fact that Regina had trained him to allow her to stick her head into his mouth without, I don't know, decapitating her is incredibly impressive to me. Throughout everything Regina has been through, Leon has been there with her, not judging her, just simply watching over her and protecting her. His only flaw was that he was betrayed unintentionally by Regina when she put pepper on the scarf that caused him to put Bat in a state of comatose. But the fact that he was taken out back and shot for that, I'm sorry. I think Leon is a pillar. The fact that he has been through what he has been through, and I guarantee you, if given the opportunity to come back and be Regina's lion again, he would take it in a heartbeat. I feel like he would do anything for that girl. Okay, and that's something not a lot of people in this case can say. Bat, also known as Sean Dingling, is another tough one because we don't know a ton about him. We know that he and his brother were orphaned at a very young age, so I can't even imagine what that man has been through. But at the end of the day, he was a 22-year-old guy who tried to have a relationship with Regina, a 16-year-old girl. And that relationship or attempted relationship is what led to what happened to him. He was being a stupid boy and he bet Regina that he could stick his head into Leon's mouth without issue. And there was issue. That resulted in Bat being in a coma, Russell being murdered, Acro being a murderer, Regina being traumatized, and we all know what happened to poor Leon. But I don't know if I know enough about him to really give him severe punishment because, again, trying to take that age situation not into as much of an account. I think I'm gonna let Bat off with a warning. Honestly, I feel like the man has been through a lot. I'm hoping he will learn his lesson eventually regarding underage women, but the man has literally no parents and has been in a coma for God knows how long if he ever even comes out of it. So I feel good about that. Acro, on the other hand, is a different story. Mr. Ken Dingling, the murderer, the liar, the con artist. Same story as Sean Dingling, okay? Parents abandoned him at a young age, very sad. He did end up in his position by trying to save his brother, also very sad. The fact that he's dealing with the brother in a comatose state, very sad. Everything is very sad. But not so sad that you get to drop a bust from a 3rd-story window in an attempt to kill a 16-year-old child. Acro, could we not have talked about this, sweetheart? There were other options. And then to go through the trouble of hiding the bust in your wheelchair, which caused me so much turmoil. What? Guys, look at this scene and show me where the blanket is. Show me where the freaking blanket is. Show me. I'll wait. Oh, there's no blanket? Okay, so what are we talking about? You're joking. There's actually no way. I'm so sorry. I think it's very clear that Acro belongs in jail, okay? Again, I know his situation, his condition, his family life is not his fault, but what he chose to do with that is, and it's unacceptable. And that brings us to Money. I'm gonna keep Money short and sweet. Money's a thief, okay? Listen, he's a monkey, but he's a stealing monkey. And had he not stolen Max's bust and placed it in Acro's room, perhaps none of this would have ever happened. Money literally gave Acro the murder weapon, and I can't forgive that. Listen, Money's getting community service, okay? He has taken enough from too many people and he needs to give it back. Next, we have Mannequin. You guys know I have to say what's up to my boy Mannequin. Mannequin, I hope you are having a wonderful day. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. I hope you learn some new skills and maybe some new standing positions next year. Mannequin, what do you have to say about this? Nothing. So with that being said, Mannequin, take it away. You are doing such a good job monitoring the room. Mannequin will always stand tall, never fall. Mannequin is in fact mannequining. Like, we are tighter than Phoenix and Maya at this point. A mannequin or a large action figure flying? Don't bring Mannequin into this, okay? Wait. I'm sorry. I just realized, is the Mannequin talking right now? Mannequin, I love you. It's so nice to hear your voice. Kisses, mwah, love you, miss you. King, truly a king. Sweet little Mannequin, Manny for short, I know to some of you, but listen, I know he's not an official character, but he is in my heart. Mannequin holds that detention center down, okay? The things that this man has had to witness and listen to, all the while, he is stark. Okay, I have never met someone with so much self-control in my life. Mannequin's a pillar, you guys. Like, I don't want to hear any argument on that one, actually. I quite literally could not imagine a more deserving person to give the position to than Mannequin. Our boy Mannequin. Sweet, sweet Maya. Maya has been through more than her fair share of tragedies in her life, including getting kidnapped by an assassin? I actually do. Like what? Did you kidnap Maya? Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you being serious right now? Like, what this girl has had to endure is unbelievable, and the fact that she comes back every single time with a winning attitude, beyond me. Obviously, Maya helps us any opportunity she gets to channel Mia to assist us in our various trials. She takes such good care of Phoenix and little Pearly Girly. And without Maya, we truly, and I mean truly, would not be where we are today. You guys, she's obviously a pillar. You know what rhymes with pillar? Killer. Shelly, to be exact. Wait. So he's here? He's here? He's in the building? He's... What is that? What is that? I'm going insane. This is not happening right now. Why am I talking to a walkie-talkie? How do we know who's on the other end? This is ridiculous. This is crazier than the parrot, okay? At least the parrot was alive and breathing in the courtroom. Wait. What if as his proof he puts Maya on the phone? This man posed as a bellboy, took Maya away from me, held her hostage, planned and plotted God knows how many murders, but one that matters to us, and had the audacity to blackmail me into getting his client a not guilty verdict, all for the safe return of Maya. You guys, he's an assassin, okay? He's an assassin who kidnapped the most important person in Phoenix's life. He's not going to jail. He's going under the jail. He's going to hell. His one saving grace was threatening to kill his client for me. And While that was very thoughtful, if I never hear his name again, it will be much too soon. Wendy Oldbag. God, I don't even know what to say about Wendy, but boy, does she always know what to say. You were going to capture her? Did she just admit she was planning to hold her hostage, falsely imprison her? Okay. There are so many crimes being committed to and admitted in this case, I don't even know where to start. Wendy is very condescending, okay? She is your stereotypical old lady. She has a stick up her butt, she hates young people, and she, for whatever reason, is now carrying around a ray gun. Like, she's the type of person you give a security job to so they can feel like they're doing something to keep them off the streets and out of people's business. Unfortunately for her, it doesn't work. Here's the issue I have with Oldbag. She hasn't really done anything other than be immensely insulting to me. And I fear that if I give her community service, she is going to make that experience miserable for everyone, including the community. Like, I don't want to put her in any more positions where she has to have human interaction, okay? Because she's not gonna shut up. I know this might sound crazy, but I'm gonna let her off with the warning, okay? I feel like, unfortunately, in the position she's in, she's already ruining people's days, but I don't want to increase that. Will Powers. Will is a tricky one for me because that boy hurts my heart like none other. The amount that this man is bullied for simply existing, okay? He can't help how he looks. He did assist somewhat in the trial, I guess, because at the end of the day, he did witness things that were helpful. He also went through the whole trial in fear that I was going to pin the murder on him, which again, I said before, was fair. And he invited us to the show out of the kindness of his heart, but had he not done that, we wouldn't have been there. Maya wouldn't have gotten kidnapped. So it's tough. I don't think Will quite makes the pillar, but I am gonna let him off with a warning, okay? Maybe research the people who you are inviting us to see a little better next time so that we don't get wrapped up in everything we got wrapped up in this time. Juan Corrida. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. Not the butter knife? Seriously? Oh, God. This much of the butter knife is in his chest? No, I'm sorry, that butter knife did not kill that man. This man had a rivalry so deep that it led to the death of not only him, but his lover. Like, you walk into the room, you see your fiance hanging from the ceiling, unalived, okay? And you think to yourself, let me write an unalive note so I can pin it on my rival? What is wrong with you? Not to mention, she unalived herself because you called off the wedding 3 days before because you found out that she had relations with that man way in the past? What is wrong with you? Where is your self-confidence? It's giving male pride, it's giving ego, and I don't like that. Like, I'm sorry, I think what happened to you is very sad. I also think you're a pathetic excuse of a man. Okay, so that's it. It's giving jail for me. Matt Engarde. Speaking of terrible people, this man hired an assassin to assassinate, to kill his rival. For what reason, you may ask? Because he was going to harm his reputation. Yup, this man literally dangled his former relationship with Juan's woman over Juan's head. He not only hired an assassin, he installed spy cameras so that he could catch the assassin in the act to have blackmail against him too. And the whole time, this man was eating it up, okay? He loved every second of it, including his big reveal. Meet who? I don't know who I'm meeting, but okay. I have never met someone with less remorse, okay? This man did not give a single freaking crap of the lives he's ruined. The only thing he cared about was himself. And that was true down to the very last second when he literally chose to be found guilty over getting assassinated by Shelly, which honestly at this point could still happen. But this man is the poster child for jail, okay? His face is displayed on the jail as a warning for people not to commit crimes so they don't end up in the same position as him. Next, we have Miss Adrian Andrews, who's another toughie. Girl's been through a lot, okay? She has a lot of untreated mental health issues, and that's honestly why I think she was in the position she was in. I mean, the most important person in her life, the only thing that kept her breathing, unalived herself, okay? Which caused her to try to do the same thing. But she also tried to frame well, I was gonna say an innocent man, but he wasn't innocent. That's tough. That's tough because listen, we know Matt on guard. We know Mr. Matthew, okay? But what Adrian did was still wrong. Let me get this straight. You spend the entire trial lying. You force me to go on a rant about piece after piece after piece of evidence that incriminates you. And then you invoke your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination? Babe, it's too late. You're going to jail. The thing is though, what we did to Adrian, we being Edgeworth, we being Phoenix, like we put that girl through freaking hell. And I feel like that has to count for something. Like I feel like that's a little bit of revenge for lack of a better word. So here's the thing. I think Adrian has learned that she needs help. And I think she's potentially gonna get that. And for that reason, I'm gonna let her off with a warning. I don't think she needs any community service. I don't think that would benefit her. I think really sitting with the results of her actions and everything that she has gone through will. And if I let her off with a warning, maybe she can do that. Next, we have Celeste and Pax, and we're in a similar situation where I don't have a ton to go off of as far as judging her goes. What I do know is she did unalive herself after Juan's whole show that he put on, and she dated two of the worst men in history. So for having bad taste in men, I'm gonna let her off with a warning. I mean, again, there's not many places I can put her, but she's certainly not a pillar, and I don't really think she deserves to be punished either. Like, girl got punished, okay? She punished herself. Now listen, this game was about reunions, and there was no one I was more excited to reunite with than Edgeworth. Is this gonna be Edgeworth? This has to be Edgeworth. Edgeworth, please God, come save the day. Please. 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 Yes! Oh my God, finally. Okay, guys. Oh. Hi, Edgy Edge. Love you, miss you. How you doing? How's it going? I don't know. What do you want to do with me? We've had our ups and we've had our downs and our downs and our downs. But at the end of the day, Edgy Edge came in clutch. When it mattered the most, he was there. And the fact that he was willing to stop everything and put out a search party for Maya, I will never forget that. That meant so much to me. We know Edgeworth's been through a lot too, but it does appear that he is also on a journey of growth. Question is it enough growth to warrant letting him off with a warning, or is there still some work to do in the community? Honestly, you guys, I think I'm gonna let him off with a warning. I do, because he was really only prevalent toward the end of the game more so. And while his motives were concerning at times and his methods were too, he really saved the day. At the end of the day, he was genuinely trying to do the right thing. He was trying to find the right guilty man guilty. He helped me so much throughout the process. I feel like I'm gonna have to let him off with a warning, but we'll see how he acts in the future, okay? He is still on thin ice. Speaking of someone who is on thin ice, Gumshoe. Oh my God, Gumshoe, please. Literally, what is wrong with you? Like, literally, and I mean quite literally, what is wrong with you? Jail. 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 I will not forget that you did that. Now listen, Gumshoe has his moments where his brain leaves his body and his head cavity is filled with nothing but cotton candy. But at the end of the day, I have never met a more loyal person in my life. Oh, Gumshoe's gonna get fired twice, but that's okay. That's okay. Period, Gumshoe. Period. Period. Oh my God, I've got to put the law on hold for now. Please be safe. Guys, we're doomed. We're so doomed. Oh my God. Oh, I'm so stressed. Please don't do me. Gumshoe. Gumshoe. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, this man was willing to die, maybe not intentionally, but willing to get hurt severely just to help me in my trial, just to help Maya, just to help save the day. I have formed such a massive appreciation for gummy gums. It is unreal. And listen, it was a really, and I mean really close call with this one. But I think Gumshoe's a pillar. And the reason is we truly would not be here again without him. I mean, the man even offered to be my assistant. Like literally team gummy gums until the day I die. Next we have Shoe. I have one word to say about Shoe. Meow. That one meow saved Maya's life. Shoe ended up in the very unfortunate position of being Matt Engarde's cat. Shoe was there throughout it all. Shoe was there when Shelly de Killer kidnapped Maya, when he held her hostage, and when he left the building. Shoe saw it all, but he did not stay quiet. No. During one of those transmissions with the assassin, Shoe meowed. And it was that meow that allowed us to know, find the location of Miss Mia Fey. Okay, the rest was history after that. You guys, Shoe's a pillar. Shoe is a freaking pillar. We wouldn't have Maya without him. And last but least, we have Franziska Von Karma, daughter of Manfred Von Karma. Let's just say, Franziska and I, we didn't get along too well. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. What just happened? Did she just throw something at the judge? Oh, she whipped him. She whipped the judge. Bailiff! Franziska, I have a challenge for you. I dare you to make it 10 dialogues into this trial today without whipping anyone. 8. I'm sorry. Not only does she get to antagonize me, the witnesses, and the judge inside the courtroom, she gets to mock me outside of the courtroom as well? Franziska, stop abusing me in court. If she makes me pass out again, I am going to be so pissed. Franziska, wait, what the heck? Mia? Absolutely not. Franziska, you were not missed. What are you doing here? This is my client's hotel room. Get out! And I have awarded Miss Franziska Von Karma with coal, as she deserves. Was that your first whip, Lotta? Yeah. Oh my God! Don't need to get into it, babe. Franziska, please, for the love of freaking God, like, please. Oh my. Frankie, I want to run away too, but I can't. I can't, Frankie. I have to stay here and endure this. I'm so sorry. Absolutely not. This is the defendant lobby. I will not miss Franziska when she gets sent back to Germany due to embarrassment. I forgot Franziska got shot. So the question remains, do we put this whippersnapper in jail? Or do we let her off with community service? I truly haven't decided this, you guys. I haven't pre-decided any of these. These were all my raw reactions as I was filming this video. So let's think about this. Franziska is the daughter of, again, one of the worst men to ever exist. Not her fault. She's an overachiever, a stereotypical perfectionist, okay? I mean, she's a prosecutor, for God's sake, at age 18. She did come from Germany, my homeland, which, hey, I appreciate that. Though, is she giving Germans a bad rep? That's a question. But she's like a really bad person. I mean, she's a terrible prosecutor in the sense that she will do anything proudly, no remorse, to get a guilty verdict, which she admitted herself, by the way. I'm not being dramatic. She quite literally said, I do not care who I hurt, I'm getting that verdict. She's following in her father's footsteps, which is unfortunate. She literally batters and abuses almost every single person she comes across, and she refuses to acknowledge my existence in the sense that I have beaten her multiple times now. Yes, she had a bad childhood. Yes, she has issues with Edgeworth and the whole brother-sister thing, but she's only going to get worse. Like, literally, we have tried to humble this girl over and over and over again with no success. And I know some of y'all are gonna hate me for this, okay? I do, and I'm prepared. Let's tussle in the comments. But Franziska Von Karma, she's going to jail. She's going to jail. Guys, jail will humble her like no other. Community service isn't gonna do anything. She's probably just gonna boss everybody around and make them do her work for her. But in a cell, oh, somebody's gonna humble her very quickly. Now, she doesn't have to be in jail for 5, 10, 20 years, but I think even a year or two will do the trick. I mean, she's still young. She'll barely be 21 when she gets out. And listen, you can't walk around literally hurting people. Like, that's crazy. The fact that y'all thought she belonged anywhere besides jail, if you did, she walks around slapping people in the face. She literally knocked me out. Guys, I don't feel like this is a conversation we need to have. She's going to jail. And with that being said, that is my final ranking for all of the characters from Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Let me know y'all's thoughts. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let me know. I am more than happy to debate. But at the end of the day, you guys, this game was so much fun. This is all in good fun, and I had an incredible time playing it. And I'm sure you guys are fully aware by now, but just in case you aren't, I will be playing the next game in this series, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trials and Tribulations. And that video will be out very, very soon. So again, subscribe if you guys haven't. Join the family here on YouTube, join the Discord, it's completely free. And leave your girl a super if you liked the video. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye, and go thrive.